Good evening, my friends. How are you today? Yes, I'm doing all right for an old one. Um, I just thought I'd look in because it's been a while since I uploaded anything to my YouTube channel. Mainly because oh, I couldn't think of anything to say. Hang on, I'll tell you what's happened with this hat. I tried. I've tried to put it on at a jaunty angle. Savoir faire. Is that the word? But it's just uncomfortable. So the only way it feels comfortable is to put it on like that, which is the way it's supposed to be worn, I suppose. Maybe have it done. No, it's not right. It's got to be like that. Yeah. So, what do you make of the weather? As you know, I'm currently in the process of building a gypsy wagon. Very fancy. Excuse me. Oh, coughing. I can't blame the motorbike for making me cough, can I? Because I'm sitting here. Uh, Yeah, I'm building this gypsy wagon, and I'm pleased to say that I've filled all the cracks. Where I put the new bits of wood and the bits of cracks. I filled them all in, and I've completely done all the priming necessary, so it's ready to go, ready for an undercoat and then its top coat. But well, that's the outside of it. Uh, but it's always damp. I don't want to start painting when it's damp, because the paint won't adhere properly. I don't know if you know that, but paint won't adhere properly if it's damp weather. Obviously, it won't adhere properly if it's wet. Um, I learned that because I was at one time in my varied career, I was a painter and decorator, an apprentice painter and decorator, I hasten to add. I lasted, I think, about 6 months in that job um, before I decided it wasn't for me. I think the final straw, apart from the fact that a couple of the guys I was working with, I didn't like at all. I don't expect they liked me because I was a mouthy little git. Uh, Pretending, how old was I? 15, and I'd come through the system, being in care, sort of institutionalized system, and I had a massive chip on my shoulder, so I presumably was not very easy to work with. I wasn't very good at being told, given instructions, and yeah, so I didn't get on very well with those two. And it wasn't unbearable, but well, I actually had a fight with one of them, one of the decorators. Mind you, I was 15. I was about 5 foot nothing, and he was about 30, 6'3", and I thought I could fight him. And when we went to the after work one day on the way home. We'd arranged it because we'd argued during the day, or I'd argued. It's all my bloody fault, really. What was? Oh, I'll tell you. Yeah. So we'd argued and arranged to meet on the golf course on the way home. First tee. Or was it the first hole? I think it was the first tee. Yeah, we're going to have a fight. This fight, me and him and one of the other fully qualified decorators. He's also about his age. And so we got onto the first tee and squared up. And he hit me. I don't know if it was a left or a right, but it sent me flying. And I thought, oh, sod that for a game of soldiers. I wasn't inclined to get up. I did get up. He said, "You had enough." Or words today. I can't remember the words that were said, but he taught me a valuable lesson. That guy, and I thank him for it. Actually, it did help me quite a lot not to be such a mouthy little git. Yeah. Anyway, so I didn't like the job, and you're cleaning old paintwork with ammonia. I mean, you couldn't breathe. Jobs like that, that the apprentice does. And the first job I got was in a church, high up in the rafters of a church, and there were scaffold boards between the rafters. They weren't joined on; they were just there, and the ladder went up, and you had to get on this scaffold board and walk. Well, I was walking very slowly, almost on my hands and knees. They were just walking along it as though it was nothing, laughing at me. I mean, it was bloody high. You know how high it is in a church. Well, in a high church, anyway. Yeah, the high church. No, but it wasn't the high church. Actually, it was probably the Presbyterian church in Scotland, because that's where it was. This is where this occurred, in Scotland. Anyway, the thing is, I decided I'd give up that job, and the final thing that made my mind up was I was talking to an old guy, one of the older decorators. His name, Kim, I think his name was, and he showed me ladder work, and he'd put the ladder up high against the house, and he got some hooks on it, and they were over the gutter, and he shook the ladder. He said, "Look," he said, "that won't move. That's not going to move, mate." And so he said, "Look, I'll show you." And he climbed up. He climbed up the ladder and got to the top with his paint pot and his brush. He said, "Right," he said, just to show you, just give it a shake. Give the ladder a shake." So I shook the ladder like that, and the gutter gave way, and the ladder slid all the way down the wall. And luckily, he was all right. I mean, I think he scraped his hands a bit against the wall, but apart from that, he was all right. And when he got up, he said, "That's never happened before." And then, oh, bless him, he was going on. He said, he was about due for retirement, this guy, and he was telling me, "I've been here. I've been working and doing this, painting and decorating, 40 years." And I thought to myself, 40 years. Anyway, the next day I gave up. I gave him my notice. It was the end of that. I was quite pleased to get away from that job, to be honest. But I learned a bit, I learned, the boss was very nice. He was teaching me wood graining, which is now an art that nobody needs. Well, nobody really needs painters and decorators, to be honest. Most people can do it themselves. In those days, you had to make your own putty, and you had to spend hours making paint, stirring paint, and yeah, it wasn't much fun. And I got that job. That paint and decorating job was actually arranged for me by a teacher at the school, Mr. Calder, who, I don't know if I told you this, but I'd fallen out with Mr. Calder again for being mouthy. Must have been horrible. I don't know why I was like that. I think I just wanted to be noticed. I'd been a non-entity all my life, and then because now I was living in Scotland with my mother, who I didn't really know at all, and I had this kind of a freedom to express myself without getting my head beaten in. Well, except by painters and decorators. Where was I? Forgotten what. Oh, Mr. Calder. and we were doing uh, um, technical drawing in the woodworking class it was, and I just couldn't make head nor tail of it, and he was having a go at me for not getting on with it, and I think I might have swore at him, and he hit me, smack, bang, back of the head, knocked me down. I think he would have given me a good kicking. He was that furious at me, but luckily for me, he only had one leg. True, he was a one-legged man. He'd lost it during the war, and there was two woodworking benches, and I was down on the floor there, and he was holding on and trying to kick me, but he couldn't get any force. Trying to kick me with his good leg. But anyway, I think after that incident, I think he felt a bit bad about it because yeah, he arranged for me to get the job with the painter and decorating firm in the village. Yeah, so I left that and I went off and got a van boy. I was a van boy in a laundry van. Oh, blimey, that was a cold job. Going up to Inverness, and it's bloody snow, and there was no heater in this van. I had to get in the back and wrap myself in all the bloody laundry that we were picking up. Uh, yeah, so I stayed there. Oh, I quite like that. The ladies in the laundry were very naughty, cheeky. Uh, I don't know if they'd be allowed to be like that nowadays with youngsters. Maybe they are in factories. I don't. But the things they used to say and do. That's for another day. Yeah. So after that, what happened? I got into trouble, something, and I ended up back in a children's home in Aboyne, Aberdeenshire, a place called Aboyne. It's just down the road from Ballater. No, not Ballater. Yeah, Ballater, but I meant Balmoral Castle, where Her Majesty the Queen resided occasionally. Um, yeah, so I was in this children's home. I don't think I should have been there. I mean, I'd already been working, and but I suppose there was nowhere for me to go. I couldn't. I think I'd fallen out with my stepdad, something along those lines. I seem to remember some altercation where windows got smashed. What a life! Yeah. So and then I went off to Sharpness, the Merchant Navy training ship school. The ship was called the Vindicatrix. It was tough there. I was there for 3 months. I say tough. I mean, nothing compared to real life, what you have to go through in life. But I found it everyone found it quite tough. It was a very, very strict regime. But yeah, so I went off, did that, went off and did a bit of sailing around places, particularly tankers. I loved it. I loved BP tankers. Very, very well looked after the crew on those ships. I've never seen anything like it. Luxury. Even us lowly deckhands had our own menu in the mess room and stewards there to serve you. It was quite remarkable. And there was a swimming pool on board and all, facilities and things like that. It was rather a lovely life, actually. I think I'll go back. Yeah, so, and that was that. That was the end of my being a painter and decorator days. At the moment, I'm writing a book because I can't get on with doing my wagon. I started writing a book, and I'm 10,000 words in, and someone in my family isn't happy with me writing it because the book's called 2084 after George Orwell's title 1984. My book's called 2084, and it's about a country called Englandistan, and I've got to change it a bit because we don't want people coming and burning my house down. Anyway, you get the gist of it. It's what England would be like in 2084. It's only a novel. It's not true, of course. And so I'm having to rewrite it and change the aggressors in the book to. I've got to make them up. Got to make up the baddies. Anyway, yes, I'm doing that. So it was going so well, and then I don't want to. I mean, it's ridiculous. No, I said no one will ever read the bloody book. Even if I publish it, I don't expect anyone to read it. But it got me thinking, and I wouldn't want to bring anything like that on the family. I mean, I don't give a monkeys, but you've got to think of others, haven't you? Anyway, that's it. Now that I've got to revise all this book and I've got to change it, I just looked at it and I thought, well, I could change that. And then I've looked at what I've written and I'm going to have to start writing another book, actually, I think. I don't think I can change it too much. Although, there's no such word as can't, is there? Well, there is. That's it. It's been 17 minutes. I've been chatting away here about nothing, as usual. Yeah. I'll see you later. What can I do? I'll write. I could paint. I could do a painting. I've got my easel here. I could do a painting, but I'm inclined. I've got so much to do, and I'm very restless, Anyway, take care. Oh, I know what I could do. I could do pianos there. I could practice my piano. I haven't done that for a few weeks. That's gone by the by. What with writing novels and painting wagons. I was born under a wandering star. I was born under a wandering star. Wheels are made for rolling, mules are made to pack. I've never built a trike, never seen a sight that didn't look better looking back. That is a bloody hatter. Bye-bye, everyone. Lots of love. See you soon. Bye. Bye-bye.